Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in on another episode of LA Talks. Today, I want to talk about Late Night with the Devil. Now, this is a movie that I wanted to talk about last week, but I didn't have enough time. So, yeah, after 1 week of letting it marinate, I could say it's one of the most interesting movies of this year, for sure. Now, let's get on with it. Late Night with the Devil, interesting movie with a nice trailer. My girlfriend was the first person to introduce me to it. She has Shudder, and plus a lot of people were talking about this movie on social media, but for some reason it never fully hit my radar. Something about AI being a key component for the movie, I found out that some images were AI made. And a lot of people had a problem with that. Rightfully so. I mean, I wouldn't like it either if AI took my job that I worked so hard to get good at. So I understand the frustrations. Setting that aside, I had no idea that was the case going into the movie when I decided to watch it in theaters. I found that out later, anyways. The movie itself did indeed feel like a talk show, and I did enjoy those moments where you get to see behind the scenes and you can notice it whenever the screen goes black and white. It was a nice touch. Again, I was holding a lot of high expectations for this movie because of how the critics were giving it high reviews and praise. So I was just expecting to be blown away. Now, don't get me wrong, the suspense it had really did hook me in, and I was fully invested in the plot and where they were going. However, I wasn't a big fan of the ending, having some 70s effects. That did kind of take me out of it. I was laughing most of the time, so I get why it's being labeled as a comedy horror, but in my honest opinion, this movie could have been a lot scarier if they took some comedy elements out. But given it's a late night talk show like Jimmy Fallon or Conan, but in the 70s, I guess it's going to be a little hard to do. Granted, I did enjoy the movie overall regardless. My expectations were just a little too high. And I really do hate doing that because sometimes when it happens, I skim through a few good reviews and I just get overhyped and I stop reading. I don't get to the bad reviews or whatever. This definitely is a fun Halloween movie that everyone should have in the background while you hang up Halloween decorations or cook. Fun movie for gatherings with friends to leave it in the background. It's definitely not for kids, obviously, but I know a few might sneak in a watch or two. I would have been scared as a kid, but that's just me. The actors, let's not forget about the performances. They were great. Again, the actors do their job terrifically. David Dastmalchian is always great. Never seen him in a leading role, and he does the talk show role perfectly. Like I said, the whole movie did feel like I was watching a live talk show, and everyone's role is always important when delivering that atmosphere. And he was a big part of that. The little girl was definitely creepy, and the Carmichael character played a well hated character that I just wanted him to be proven wrong so bad. But he did deliver some great counter arguments that honestly made me question the whole show at one point. I love this hypnotism scene. I got worried a few times if I was going to get hypnotized. Even after leaving the whole movie theater, like I said, this movie just kept me thinking a lot about it. And throughout the whole week, too. There's not much gore in this movie until the end, and for a good reason. I mean, it is a talk show, so there's going to be a lot of talking most of the time. So I usually always get a little worried when watching Exorcist movies or demons, mainly because I grew up in a Catholic household, and those movies always have me feeling some type of way. The look around my room when I'm alone several times type of way, that's coming from a guy who played the Doom games on repeat as a kid. Ironically, this movie didn't make me feel that way because I found myself laughing most of the times. So, I do give it a point for that, honestly. And like I said, I always go through a phase after watching horror movies and demons after it's over. Don't judge me. I would rewatch this movie, no doubt. Again, the ending was a bit too overrated, but that's okay. I'm giving it a solid 8 out of 10. I was going to give it a 7, but like I said, it's not an annoying movie where it didn't meet my expectations and it left me feeling dumb or I was living angry. Like I said, it was enjoyable and made me think a lot about it. I will definitely rewatch this on Halloween. Now, in terms of watching it in theaters at home, I'd say give it a try at home because it does feel like a watch at home movie more than it feels like a movie theater movie. Uh, Movie theater movie, really. Anyways, that's just my opinion. As for the AI use, I didn't notice it, but I did see some pics online, and I guess I wouldn't let it bother you. Just speak up when AI takes over prosthetics or other in-house jobs. because right there, that would be really wrong. I know it saves money, but it really hurts workers who are trying to make a living. Besides, money does come around a lot often for productions and studios, especially big ones. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about. Thank you guys for listening. I'll catch you next time.